Um, it's a great question, and it's one I'll just offer my lens on this. So, when you say representation in the sport of swimming, um, I'll just boil it down to how do we get more people of color into the sport? And so for me, one of the distinguishing factors about the sport of swimming is that I believe that it is a generational skill. And I define generational skills to be those that are transferred down from one generation to the next, right? So everyone here, you probably learned how to cook an egg. Like, who taught you how to cook an egg? Like, it was your parents, right? So cooking is really a generational skill. And there are other kind of generational skills that we learn, oftentimes learning to read or learning to write. And so swimming is also one of those skills. I believe it to be a challenge in African American communities and communities of color, wherein that skill set was missing or removed from a generation. And for Black Americans, we can point to the 400 years of slavery that, for all intents and purposes, abolished the sport of swimming from African culture. If you look at Africans prior to the slavery period, Africans were the best swimmers in the world. In many places, Africans were used as pearl divers. The value of pearls exceeded the value of gold for many, many years. And African swimmers were used as pearl divers to retrieve those pearls. So when you think about the history of Africans in water being located in temperate waters compared to frigid, cold waters of Europe, you have to understand that this is something that's a systemic problem that resulted from the removal of that skill set from multiple generations. So now I believe the way we get more kids into the sport of swimming is to get more families involved and to get those families teaching their children to swim in the water. So one of the things that we do at the Atlanta Swim School is we have parent-taught classes with families. Oftentimes mothers are learning to swim at the same time as their children. And we feel like that is important because it removes this notion that swimming is something foreign and that only our children should be doing, but we're trying to get the entire family to embrace it. So, my thinking is swimming has to start in the homes and the communities of the communities that have lost touch with their connection to the water. And I think if we do that, we can increase the rates, not overnight, but we can increase the rates of learning to swim in communities of color.